individual that lives down there that went through Isaac and all these kind of things. He's okay. They had a hurricane party and all that kind of, where the people gather together into one house before a hurricane strikes. He says that's what they call a hurricane party. Anyways, just, remember that you've got this cold front that's going to be pushing through. As you can see, it's already starting to spawn out pretty thick clouds, which produce pretty powerful storms. So, just real quickly, we'll check a look and see if there's anything crazy happening. So, we got a little bit of hail. That's what the blue is. We've got high winds or damaging winds, possibility of damaging winds. And then the green is just the strong cells. So, as you can see right now, we've got hail coming out. We've got strong winds from this front, and again, this front's going to be pushing to the south and east as the low pressure system way up here gets moved off to the northeast. You still got the tropical depression down here in the Pacific Ocean, and again, I don't think it's going to have any effect on anybody. But let's take a look at Tropical Storm Nadine for a second, and then we're going to talk about the LA sinkhole. Okay, so here we have Tropical Storm Nadine. It's right here. It's coming off. And like I said, it's going to be going to the north and then to the northeast. And with this low pressure system sitting out here, what I'm going to suggest, and it's just a suggestion at this point because there's a lot of variables involved at this point. It's too far out from making any type of landfall whatsoever. However, I do want you to be aware that it is going to go up to the north and then eventually to the northeast. And as I said in the last video, we'll keep an eye on it to see if it's going to affect anybody on the eastern side of the Atlantic Ocean. And I just, at this point, I see it going north and northeast. And I don't know if it'll still be a tropical storm or a hurricane, or if it'll just be a low pressure system, or if it'll fall apart before it ever makes there. But it could strike anywhere from Morocco all the way up through France. And for the individual that was talking about France and how nothing ever happens to France, well, perhaps Father's getting ready to move into that area at this point. I don't know, and I'm not suggesting that he is. He didn't mention anything about it, and I'm not saying that he is, okay, by any means. I'm just saying that if you live on the eastern side of the Atlantic in Morocco, or from Morocco all the way up through Spain or France, if you live in this area over here, and pay attention to what Nadine is doing, because she is going to come on up and she is going to be swinging to that direction. Okay, again, it may completely fall apart, it may not make it anywhere close to land or anything of that nature. Nevertheless, if you live on the eastern side from Morocco through France, United Kingdom, that whole area, guys, if you live in that area, pay attention to what Tropical Storm Nadine is doing. She will be a hurricane before too much longer. She's got 70-mile-an-hour winds at this point. But again, I do not know exactly what's going to happen with her. I do know she's going to go north and then northeast, and then possibly eastward. So you're looking at kind of a roundabout way. That's basically the target zone, is anywhere in this general area. Okay, here's Italy right here, in case you guys can't figure out what's what. This is Italy right here. Morocco's down here. UK right here. Okay, this is water right in here. Okay, so that gives you an idea of where everything's at if you can't understand this map, which not everybody can. Also, we've got to move back over to the western side of the Pacific, because we have yet another tropical depression, typhoon, headed toward, once again, Taiwan, China, South Korea. Heads up, again. Sorry. I don't know what's going on over there. I just don't know. All I can suggest is that if you live in those areas, confess any sin. Confess it. Just confess it. Say, Father, I've done this, and say, according to your word, it's wrong. And I'm sorry, and I turn back to your instructions, your ways. Okay, guys, I mean, what's gone on over on the western side of the Pacific is absolutely, insanely, it's incredible. It's just incredible. I have never witnessed this many typhoons in a single year, ever. And I've been fascinated with weather since I was about 7 or 8 years old, literally 7 or 8 years old. I'd get in trouble for going outside and watching the storms and lightning and everything else. And I mean, My mom watches my videos. She can come. She you know, she can tell you. I got in a lot of trouble for it. I've always been fascinated with weather. I've always been fascinated with what Father can do. I mean, you're talking about storms that are size of entire nations. Sometimes, it's just amazing to me the power of a storm. So, anyways, guys, that's the main thing down here in Louisiana. Let me show you what the update is, so you guys know. Now, the local media is not really talking about it, but let's just see what he's got to say about it. Okay, I was getting worried about him because I hadn't heard back from him in a while. And right before Hurricane Isaac came, he said they were getting their last-minute preparations together. What was left, that just to be prepared and to be ready for Isaac. And then I didn't hear from him until just yesterday, and I was really getting worried that maybe something might have happened to him. But nevertheless, he or she is back, and the last comment that they left a few comments if you want to go back and read them. But here's the last one. Thank you. Very little reporting on the sinkhole since the hurricane. The bubbles have, in fact, spread to Grand Bayou via locals and local news. They are spreading and not contained to one area. Locals have found numerous other sites with bubbles as well, but I have not seen them myself. Should I find solid info on this, I will let you know. Okay, so that sinkhole that's over there in Louisiana, guys, is spreading at this point, according to the locals of that area. Now, we have no solid evidence, and he's not provided any solid evidence, and he himself or she herself has not seen the spreading herself or himself. Okay, but I don't have any other way to give you an update, guys. I've been checking out the local media over there, and they're just not talking about it. It's pretty much been silenced. From what I can get online, it's pretty much silenced. So if anybody does have any other information or has links to information and solid information, I would appreciate anybody that would put those links down below, or send them into the YouTube mail system. That way, you can write HTTP or www, whereas in comments you can't. So anyways, however you want to do it, if you have information on it, I would appreciate it. That way we can get that information out there to the people that need it. Alright, guys, I love you. Get in the Word, stay in the Word. Heads up as this front comes rolling through. A slight heads up to the people on the eastern side of the Atlantic Ocean, and a heads up to the people on the western side of the Pacific Ocean as the typhoon comes rolling through. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Get in the Word, stay in the Word, get the Word in you. You need the Word, guys. Get out of the religions, get out of the nonsense, and get back to Father. He alone is the answer, not me, and nor any other man, woman, or child, or entity, government, whatever. Nothing. It's Father alone that you need. You need His Word.